Guy, this is so much fun. I am honestly having the best time. So, my
You tell me
impact,
that all the time.
well, if you were reading the threads, I mean, the amount of times the people have used the word shit, it's so funny, and it's all been inspired by you. So, thank you for that. But my big impact is I'm trying to transform leadership as we know it. So I'm curious, who made the biggest impact on you as a leader with all the amazing people you've worked with?
Okay. Uh, this is an easy question to answer. I will tell you that the person who impressed me most as a leader is a guy named Stanley McChrystal. Stanley McChrystal ran the U.S. Well, ran that, not the U.S. ran all the Western forces in Afghanistan. Uh, and he wrote a book called Risk. And if you want to read about leadership, I highly recommend that book. I would say that book, his book Risk, is in the same category in my mind as the books of Peter Drucker. And now many of you are not old enough to know who Peter Drucker was, but Peter Drucker was the very first sort of management guru, right? He wrote Effective Executive. He wrote the book called Management. And Stanley McChrystal talks about risk and as a leader, how you reduce risk. And he gives very tactical examples, not just military examples, but many, many good examples. He gives like a 11-point checklist of 11 things you can do. And I'll give you one example. So he's all about testing the system. So he's simulating drills. He's like getting a quote red team, and he tells the red team to attack this company to see how the red team can do against all its security. So he has all these techniques to like stress test a company before the stress actually occurs. And I truly, I think that was the best management book I have read since Peter Drucker. And when an author tells you to read somebody else's book instead of his own, there's no higher form of flattery than that. So read Stanley McChrystal's book called Risk.
And which leader had the biggest impact that you worked with?
You mean impact on the world?
No, on you, just
Oh,
personally.
on me,
Like,
on
who
me.
inspired you?
Ah, it's hard to top Jane Goodall in that category. I mean,
Yeah, I'd go with
uh,
that.
yeah, when I grow up, I hope I'm like her. I mean, she's just remarkable. At this birthday party, you could tell that she was just so tired. I mean, it was, and yet she has a really wicked sense of humor. She's a really wicked sense of, they were talking about, so I'll tell you a little Jane Goodall story, and I need to go pretty soon because I don't know why, but I have four of these lined up. You're the first one, so you're getting me all fresh, and I got a four like back to back. I mean, I
I
can't
blame
even
Madison.
I can't even pee between them. But anyway, so Jane Goodall at this birthday party, Dave Matthews plays, okay, and and she's talking with Dave Matthews, all going well. They do a little auction and stuff, and they auction off this item, and the MC says, yeah, Jane Goodall will sign this if you bid on it and win and personalize it for you. And Jane Goodall says, well, it depends on how big the bid is. And I thought that was such a great answer. And one of the things that I learned over the course of my life is that a sense of humor, that is the ability to laugh when something is funny, or the sense of humor that is the ability to make other people laugh, is a really great indication of intelligence.
Mm.
Smart people are funny, and smart people understand humor. That is a very good test of intelligence.
Well,
So I
you're
hope
pretty smart. You made us laugh.
I hope so.
We've been laughing this whole time. Can we sneak one more in?
Well, yeah. I mean, what's the next group gonna do? Like fire me? I mean,
Yeah, right. Well, I don't want you to, have an accident or something like that. You
No,
need a
no,
pee
no,
break.
no. I just have to go from one Zoom channel to the next.
John, what Professor West